Nick Saban in Alabama had a phenomenal month on the recruiting trail in July, and they have now carried that over into the month of August as another four-star prospect has committed to the Crimson Tide. We're going to talk about Hunter Osborne and more on this episode of Tide Talk Live. Alabama has now added another talented prospect in the class of 2023 with four-star defensive lineman out of Hewitt-Trussville High School, Hunter Osborne. Osborne is a very talented player from the state of Alabama, one of the best players in the entire state, and now he is committed to the Crimson Tide here on the first day of August, coming off a month of July, which was as good a month as you could have hoped for if you were an Alabama fan. They landed Caleb Downs, Richard Young, Dylan Lonergan, just a handful of guys who bolstered that class of 2023 that is now ranked number one in the On3 consensus team rankings. And the addition of Hunter Osborne just bolsters that even more. So this is now one of the best recruiting classes in the country, and you can make the argument that Alabama is on their way to landing one of the best recruiting classes of all time because the work is not done yet. There is so much talent still available, and there's so many guys that Alabama has on the board that have not committed anywhere yet, and they are high on the list for. So don't sleep, Alabama fans. The recruiting news is still going to continue to pour in. Signing day is not coming until December, so there's a lot of work to be done, and Nick Saban and the Tide are going to be on the hot and heavy on the recruiting trail to get that work done. And a couple names to be looking out for as far as flip possibilities. We talked about Suntarine Perkins, the guy from Mississippi who's currently committed to Ole Miss, that he is a possible flip. That is still possible, but Keon Keeley, the five-star prospect who's been committed to Notre Dame for well over a year now, was on a visit in Tuscaloosa this past weekend, really enjoyed his time there, and his family is looking real close at Alabama, and it's going to be a tough decision. I'm not predicting a flip at this moment in time, but it's going to be tough for Keeley to turn down what Alabama has to offer him and what they have done as far as putting guys into the NFL, and that is exactly what Keeley is going to be here in just a couple years. So it's going to be tough for that family to turn Alabama down, and you know Notre Dame's not going to let off the gas at all in their hot pursuit of Keeley. Like I said, he's been committed to those guys for over a year now, but Alabama is in hot pursuit, and they are in real good position to possibly flip Keeley. Another guy is tight end who's committed to Ohio State, Ty Lockwood, a really talented guy, a guy that Alabama fans should really look out for as a really possible potential flip there from Ohio State. So that's another name to be watching out for. There's so much talent going on. August 6th, Miles McVay, the talented offensive lineman from Missouri, is going to be making his commitment. Alabama's in a good spot there. So there's a lot of recruiting news that's going to be continuing to roll out over the next couple of weeks leading up to the college football season. And of course, once the season gets here, we're going to start to see a lot of official visits coming in for home games. And that's going to be something to dive into once we get there. And we cannot wait to get to that point to be talking about all those talented players that Alabama is going to be hot and heavy for on the recruiting trail. But that's going to wrap this up. So excited to have Hunter Osborne on the commitment list now, just adding to an already elite talented group of individuals here in the class of 2023. And like I said, Nick Saban and company are not done yet. There's more to come, and I can't wait to continue to cover it here at Tide Talk Live. But that's going to wrap this episode up. As always, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button, jump down in the comment section and let us know how you feel about the commitment from Hunter Osborne. Smash that like button and make sure to tell a friend about the show. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, roll Tide.